All right, YouTube, welcome, welcome to this live. I finally think I've gotten it together. I do thank you for your patience for anyone who may have been listening. Um, welcome to my channel. I am V. I specialize in natural hair, growing your hair naturally, using as close to organic or natural products as possible. I help you to love your hair and grow your hair. And so this is just a live natural hair chat. And I want to address some reasons why your hair is not growing, or it appears that your hair is not growing. And those of you that have slow growing hair. So those of you that says it's growing, but it's only growing, a little by little. I'm not really accumulating a lot of growth each month. So therefore, I'm not reaching my hair length goals. And then those of you that says it appears as though my hair is not growing at all. So I'm going to give you 7 reasons why it appears that your hair is not growing, or that you are experiencing slow hair growth. Okay, now these are not going to be the only reasons, but the reasons I give you are just the most common reasons. Okay, so you want to grab your tea, grab your drink, whatever it is that you like to drink, and you want to join me for this live chat. And if you have any questions about any content that I provide for you, you can please put them in the chat. And since I'm new to this live YouTube thing, give me time to be able to see, because I'm going back and forth between screens. So give me time to be able to see your question. And of course, those of you that are listening on the replay, put your questions in the comment section below this video. And when I see them, I will respond. All right, so I am V. I have a natural hair blog. It is called CoilyQueensRock.com. It is full of hundreds and hundreds of articles. Hundreds of articles written by me that will help you grow your hair, love your hair, and maintain the hair that you grow. Because there's no point in growing it, right, if you don't keep it. So I help you to grow it, and I help you to keep it. So why your hair is not growing. I am VMEX6197 here on YouTube. My natural hair blog is CoilyQueensRock.com. Please subscribe to that blog, and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I will only get better and better as time goes by. So I have some great content. Shout out to all of my Facebook family who has come over to YouTube to support me. I do appreciate you. So let's get into it. Let's get right to it. I already said, please subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel. Look at my little cute smile. Don't you want to subscribe to me? I know you do. And I thank you in advance. All right. Why your hair is not growing. My hair has been the same length for years. Help me. Help me reach my hair length goals. I hear your cry, and I'm here to help you. All right. So the first reason why your hair appears to not be growing, or is growing very slow, is you receive good advice, such as what I'm going to give you in this video, but you allow others to make you doubt it. Okay, you receive good advice. When you receive the advice, you feel it. You're like, yes, oh, that makes sense. You get home, you call a friend, you tell your sister, your mama, your husband, whatever, and then they throw salt on it by saying, that doesn't sound right. I wouldn't do that, or I don't do that, and my hair still grows. When you get good advice and you have immediately received it, it would be different if while you are receiving the advice, you didn't receive it. It didn't sit well with you, but it sat well with you. It made sense to you. That was a gift just for you. For example, when I'm helping people to increase their hair growth, the first area that I cover is how often do you wash your hair? Mhm. And then I give them my recommendations based on what they're currently doing, what their wash regimen currently is. I give them recommendations. And so they grab a hold of it. And I know that the recommendations work. So here we have our model here. She said to herself, should I really start washing my hair more? So now she's unsure because she got on the phone and she talked to her sister, or she went to a group, or she talked to someone else and they said, well, I wouldn't do that. Well, I don't know about that. Well, I only wash my hair once a month and it grows and grows and grows. Don't you believe that? Don't you believe it? All right. So when you receive good advice and you have grabbed a hold of it, keep it to yourself if you don't want others to get in your head. Okay, work the advice. Then, when you are more confident, because you will receive results, especially if you follow my advice, you'll receive results. Your hair will grow and continue to grow. Okay, as long as your hair follicle is open, it's going to grow with my tips. Okay, now remember, tips can be, customized per the individual's current hair situation. So, once you receive good advice, grab a hold of it, put it into action, and watch your results. Don't run and tell people, just do it. All right, so that is the first reason why. Okay, and I gave you the solution. Don't do it. Don't run and tell anybody. Don't go and ask somebody unless it sounds like something, if it's some strange advice, some very odd advice, then that would be different. Okay, but clean, when we are correcting any issue, say you had your skin broke out. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is say, let me make sure that I'm washing my skin. Let me make sure I'm washing my face well. Okay, you get a cut, you keep it clean. We keep everything else cleaned and washed. But when it comes to our hair, we say, no, once a month is good. Once every 2 weeks is good. No, it's not. Your hair is collecting dirt every day. Okay. The hair is at the highest peak of our body, it's at the top. So, all the germs in the air that fall on your hair, we're touching our computers, we're touching doorknobs, we're touching our steering wheels. We've got our pocketbooks thrown here and there. And all of that is transferring germs to our body and to our hair. Okay, the hair is there to keep the scalp, warm. And so it's a filter. So what do we do with filters? We clean them out frequently because they're there to collect and catch. It's not only there for, aesthetics, beauty purposes. That's part of hair, but it's also there to keep the scalp warm. Insulation there. So think about this. When you go outside every day, even if you stay inside, all of the invisible particles in the air that's falling on your hair, all of the products that you use, and those products, the gels, the creams, the lotions, the oils, they are great, they are wonderful, but they also attract dust and germs. So you have to start cleaning your hair. You've got to start cleaning your hair. It is so 1980 to think that once every 2 weeks is enough. It's not enough. Okay, that's just the beginning of turning your hair growth regimen around. Is that you start with clean hair. If you continue to let things just, bacteria can build up, microbes build up, there's lots of things that you can catch in your hair. Okay, and once that builds up, it becomes a problem. It's also clogging your hair follicles, and that's why your hair is growing slow. Okay, so now on to my next one. So we have our girl here. She's got like a sew-in, she's got some cornrows, and then she's got some box braids. So you manipulate your hair too much. One day it's flat iron, and next week it's braids. You're just doing too much to your hair. Give your hair follicles a break. Okay, many of you think, oh, with these protective styles, that's giving my hair a break. No, it's not. You're manipulating your hair root with the pulling and the tugging, and then the covering of the hair. Need the oxygen and stuff to get there. Our hair loves air and sun and water, loves all the elements. Our whole body does. Hair is no different. So when you are on a hair length journey, or you are one of those that feel like your hair grows slow, you want to not manipulate it so much. And that doesn't mean just hiding behind protective styles. It means not switching your styles up so much. One month is this, the next month is that. Try to stick with maybe one or two styles and watch the tension that you put on your hair root. So when I say tension, that is adding any type of weight to the hair. So that is hair extensions and wigs. Okay. Any type of hair extension adds an extra artificial weight that's not naturally there. So we have to watch that. The styles are beautiful. Okay. But when we're talking about slow hair growth and you not reaching your hair length goals, these are many of the reasons why. Please like this video, like it, like it, like it, and please subscribe to this channel. I have a great, I have about 40 videos thus far. I just started YouTube on August. Now, I've had this channel for a while, but I only use it to view videos. Now, as of August, about the end of August, I think, I started getting serious, and I'm bringing my content from Facebook over here, and I'm also bringing my content from my blog, Coily Queens Rock, over here just for you. So do me a favor and like this video and subscribe. I do appreciate you. The next reason why your hair is growing slow, or it appears to not be growing at all, is that you are inconsistent. Inconsistency will kill any type of goal, whether it's weight loss, getting your skin together, your career. It will just kill it. Well, you're not supposed to say that word, right? You see, I'm getting used to I'm getting used to YouTube. I just remember that you don't say, so it will destroy, it will stop, it will impede your hair growth. Okay, so you never stick with one regimen for more than 3 weeks. If you don't have consistency, how do you expect to get results? You just expect it to, just to do what it's supposed to do on its own. Now, there are people that can do that, but you're not those people. That's not the average person. Okay. There's some people that can do whatever to their hair, neglect it, fry it, put hair color in it, bleach it, and it doesn't seem to come out. But that's not the average person. Okay. That's not the average person. Remember, our hair is a fiber. Fibers become worn and torn, and they can be, even though hair is strong, it is delicate when we look at it in combination to what we do to it. Okay, the styles we choose, the pulling, the tugging, the weight of hair extensions, the brushes, all of that causes trauma to our hair. So when you get a hair care regimen, such as the Coily Queens Rock hair care regimen, go over to coilyqueensrock.com and check out that regimen, or just do a search for the Coily Queens regimen. Okay, and pretty soon I will come back with a video explaining the regimen in detail. Okay, so you need a good hair care regimen. That's probably the second question that I ask someone whenever I'm coaching them on helping them to grow their hair. Okay, I've helped thousands of women throughout this online experience. The CoilyQueensRock.com, we celebrated 12 years online in October. I think it's October 11th. So yeah, 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 yeah. 12 years online we celebrated. Okay, so I'm not new to this. I may be new to bringing it to YouTube, but I've been true. Way before it became a trend, I was already in it. And even before the internet, I was already into the holistic way, natural way of taking care of your body and your hair, because hair is part of the body. So when you get a good regimen, okay, this is my second question I ask people when they come to me and they're like, Miss V, my hair has been the same length for 2 years. It hasn't even gotten to their shoulders and they've been natural. And I say, after I ask them about their wash, how often they wash their hair, then I asked them, do you have a regular regimen? Now, the washing is part of the regimen, but I want to pull that out because the cleansing of the hair is the main error that most of you are making. And it's such a simple solution. And I really wish people would, grab a hold of it. Some will. We're doing much better. Okay. But our hair gets dirty just like anybody else's hair. It's not magic hair where it doesn't collect dirt, germs, microbes, bacteria, fungi. It still will collect all of that. So you need a regular wash regimen, and it's not every 2 weeks and it's not once a month. So when you get a regimen, a good regimen consists of three key areas. A good regimen is going to cover moisture, it's going to cover stimulation, and it's going to cover protection. Okay, when your hair care regimen covers those three areas and covers them well, then you have a good regimen. The Coily Queens Rock regimen. You find it at CoilyQueensRock.com, and then you just tap the tab that says Coily Queens regimen. It covers those three areas. It's already laid out for you. So you don't have to sit down and create one. So I really, really encourage you to start that regimen. Start it today. But whichever one you start, you want to start it and stick with it. Consistency. You don't just start a diet and then like in 3 days say, oh, well, it's not working, or oh, or excuse me, we've all done it. I've done it myself. But you have to have some really, really good self-talk. Sometimes when I'm coaching people, I will say, oh, well, do this. And I might get the response, you know what, I used to do that and my hair thrived. I don't know why I stopped. And that's just like, there's been things that I did that worked for me and I just stopped. Maybe we get happy because we're getting quick results. And so then we become lazy. You cannot be lazy when it comes to any of your goals, and definitely not your hair growth goals. Okay, so when you get a regimen, make sure it's covering moisture, stimulation, and protection. You need those key areas for a good regimen. And then stick with it. When you start, if you buy a hair growth oil, you don't just use it for 2 weeks and that's it. You need to use it for at least 3 months, 90 days. Even 40 days in the Bible is a time of testing. You can't test something out in just 3 weeks, or in just 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Consistency. Because see, once you get your hair to a certain length, you're going to want to repeat that regimen in order to maintain that length. So consistency. Ask yourself, have I been consistent with any one particular regimen? All right. Share, please. Please share this video, and please like the video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do appreciate you. All right. You don't use protein treatments. That is the next reason why your hair is growing, but you're not retaining the length. Okay. For your protection, you're just relying on hair extensions and wigs, but you need more than that. Okay, if you didn't need more than that, all of the people wearing hair extensions and weaves should have hair down past their butt, but everybody does not, because everybody is not following a good regimen. There's a regimen that you still have to follow, even when you wear wigs, when you wear braids, any type of extensions. You still need a regimen that is covering you for the moisture, that's covering you for the stimulation, and of course, covering you additionally for protection. You need to protect the hair from the hair extension. And that means protein treatments. But protein treatments are not just for those that are getting extensions. If you are getting color, if you are flat ironing your hair, even once, doesn't matter. Even if you only do it once in a while, you still need protein treatments. I feel like everyone, even if you're natural and you don't use anything, I feel like we all should have protein, in our regimen. And most people do, because protein is in just about every hair care product you can buy. Okay, it's really hard to get away from it. But in this case, I am talking about a real protein treatment, such as the AphaG 2 steps. I'm talking about true, real protein treatments, not necessarily protein conditioners. Okay, so you need to have protein included in your regimen. Okay, that's going to help protect you. What it does is those little micro particles of protein, they stick to your hair and create like a little, a layer of protection, a little cocoon on your hair. That's why people will say, my hair feels funny or it feels different after a protein treatment. Okay, it should, because you want the protein to think in terms of temporary color. If you're getting a temporary color, that color will go on to your hair shaft and it will stick there. Okay, but because it's temporary, it will wash each time you wash it, it will get lighter and lighter and lighter until the color's gone. So that's what true protein treatments do, except it's not giving you color, it's giving you a level of protection so that your hair is protected before you start pulling and tugging with the braid extensions, before you cover it up with a wig. And once again, that's weight and that's pulling and tugging, with the combs, even the lace. That's still something foreign, something different, and that can also cause breakage. Okay, so everyone, you should have protein in your regimen. Okay, if you're doing braids, flat irons, color, you want to have a full, true protein regimen in your regimen. And at curlyqueensrock.com, I break it down for you. Okay, when you get to the site, in the search bar, just do a search for protein treatments, and all of the information on protein treatments will come up, and you will be glad that you did. So if you're getting braids on a regular basis, even every now and then, even if you get them once a year, okay, braids, flat ironing your hair, even if it's once a year, color, then you want a true protein treatment. If you're not doing those things and you're fully natural, okay, and you just wear your hair in natural styles, two strand twists, afros, then you could probably maybe get away with just a protein conditioner. Okay, but this is the catch here, and this is probably a lot of you. If your strands are fine, then I would still recommend a true protein treatment. Okay, now each protein treatment is created differently. Okay, some you can put on every 2 weeks, some every 6 weeks. With the AphaG 2 step, I think, from what I recall, you can do that once a month, like once every 4 to 5 weeks. Okay, all right, let's move on here. The next reason why your hair is growing slow, this is more about your retention, as well as the protein treatments. It's about your retention. It's not doing anything to up under the scalp where the hair growth is coming from. But what it's doing is enabling you to see that your hair is growing. If you are doing things to your hair, or if your hair is in a weak condition and which is constantly being popped off because of manipulation, then it's going to appear that your hair is not growing. When the hair is growing, but it's popping off, that hair you're taking out in the comb, you think it's shed hair, but no, it's broken hair. And so just as much hair comes out as the hair that grows. So therefore, it doesn't look like your hair is growing. Okay, so in this case, you refuse to get a good trim. Now, I am not one of those that trims a lot, but when you're starting out, okay, or when you're recovering from any hair situation, okay, such as heat damage, or you're just going natural, I think it's a good idea to start out with a good trim. Okay, if you start out with a good trim, okay, and you practice good hair care practices, then you don't have to trim that much. It's not a big deal. But if you are brushing your hair, if you brush your hair a lot, if you're using a lot of gels, um, if you don't do protein treatments, uh, if you um, if you're flat ironing your hair, if you put color in your hair, then you need regular trims. You're going to need regular trims. Otherwise, your hair will split and it will pop and it will appear as though you are not gaining any length when you are, but your ends are breaking. Okay. Let's also understand it could be hormones. It could be hormones, and it could be stress. So in this case, it's time for the primary care doctor, because only they can tell you, what's going on as far as your hormones. Now, you know best as far as your stress in most cases. Sometimes we're stressed and we don't necessarily know about it until we talk to someone. It may not be someone professional. You might sometimes you're just talking with a friend and you was like, oh, and you notice the way that you feel whenever they ask you a particular, when you talk about a particular subject, or when they ask you a question, and you notice within yourself the tension and the aggravation and the annoyance. And that's how you know, oh, I'm stressed. And because of that, but I didn't realize I was stressed. Okay. So the hormones, of course, you need to, go to your primary care for that to see what's going on, or could it be that thyroids, all of that. They will check. They know exactly what to check for in most cases. When you go and you say, especially if you're receiving, if you feel like you're having hair loss. Okay. But now the stress is not always so easy because it's not always out front, especially because most of us try to be optimistic. We're trying to be positive, and most of the time it works. Sometimes we have some pent up stress that we don't even know about. So practice some self care. What are those things that bring you joy? What are those things that bring you joy? Make sure you are doing those every week or at least every day. And it doesn't have to be big things. Okay. You can make two lists, like small things that bring you joy, and then those bigger, medium things that bring you joy. We're going to do 3 columns. I just thought of this. Okay. We're going to do 3 columns. We're going to say small, medium, and large. Okay. So in the small column, you're going to write out the small things that bring you joy. In the medium column, you're going to write out the medium things that bring you joy. In the large column, you're going to write out the big things that bring you joy. Okay, so maybe we'll say small, medium, and big. Okay, so what's some examples? A small thing that brings you joy might be looking through your photo album, seeing your children when they were younger, or looking through through photos when you were had a happy time, or old vacation photos. Okay. For some, it's like a nice people. I know I used to work with the lady, and she loved the feeling of just putting a fresh piece of peppermint candy in her mouth. It just elevated her mood. Okay, so she always had pockets full of peppermints. Those little peppermint not peppermint patties, but the peppermint candies. Okay, so for me, I like a stick of gum. A stick of gum gives me, it increases my endorphins, especially like the first, that first minute of chewing, just the flavor and all of that. So that's something that would be small. It's quick. It's not going to cost you hardly any money. Okay, it's quick and it's cheap and it's easy to do. Okay, it could be praying. I love to pray. Okay, it could be your favorite scripture. That actually is that should be in the big column, but I'm keeping it in the small column because it is the most powerful. Okay, but it's only in the small column because it's easy to do and it's free. Okay, so small is not always like less. Okay, I hope you following me there. I'm making up my, these things as I go. I'm just including things that I would love to do. Okay, so your small column doesn't have to, it's something that's quick for you to do, and it costs you very little money to do, and it's easy for you to do. So therefore, the things that you have in your small column, those are some things you could do every day, and you have no excuse, zero excuses not to do them because they hardly cost you any money and they're quick and easy to do. Okay, got it? Then you do your medium things. Okay, those things that may take a little bit of money, such as going out to your favorite restaurant to eat. That will take a little money and that takes time. Maybe you like to go to a movie by yourself, or maybe you want to sit down and watch, your favorite movie on Netflix, Prime, Hulu, pick one. Okay, that's going to be in the medium category because that's going to be something that's going to take up more of your time. It's inexpensive because you're already paying for the streaming service, but it is going to cost you, 2 or 3 hours out of your productive day. But it is a good thing that you can do, something to help take your mind out. Okay, and then let's go to the the big column would be, taking a vacation. That's something that's going to take time and some money, and you would have to schedule that. That's not something you could do every day unless you're taking a mental vacation in your mind, and we could talk about that sometime. Okay, because sometimes just going to your car or going somewhere quiet, listening to music will help you just, your mind just float away to, from, and you'll feel the tension and stress leave you for the moment, and it will put you in a better mood. That's like a little mental vacation. But this vacation I'm talking about is a physical vacation. Okay, so you get what I'm saying. I may do a whole video on finding joy. So find your joy. Don't forget. This is part of self-care. It's not just about getting your nails done or a facial or your lashes, but doing those things that bring you joy. So this week, make out your list and then start doing it every day. Oh, I got another one for you that's quick that I'll put on the small category. Go on YouTube and watch your favorite sitcom. I love to go on YouTube and, maybe like today I watched old episodes of The Jeffersons. Okay. Sometimes it might be Sanford and Son. Sometimes it might be Laverne and Shirley. So, what are some shows from back in the day? For you, it might be a cartoon, from back in the day. That stuff takes stress off of us. And laughter is always good. All right. So, now the next reason why is one that I covered in the first reason why, but we're going to, it really is separate all by itself. And it is you don't wash your hair enough. Your hair is dirty. Your follicles are clogged. You have an overgrowth of bacteria and you're wondering why it's not growing. You think because you don't smell it and it doesn't itch that it's not dirty, but it is. Of course, we don't smell it because we're used to the smell. When you're used to your own smell, sometimes you don't know that it stinks, okay, or that it's less than fresh. Less than fresh doesn't necessarily mean that that it stinks, but it's like it's stale. You know what I'm talking about. So, you know, your hair is dirty, it needs to be washed. And you are collecting dirt and germs daily. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it mentally as you go out. All of the things in the air that we can't see. We know the things we can see, but look at what we cannot see. They're so microscopic in size that our eyes cannot see them. And they're just falling all on your hair. And then every night you just laying down in the bed, or you're taking and putting on the bonnet and you're just creating a nice incubator for all of those germs that you picked up throughout the day. I'm trying to create a picture for you because I want you to start washing your hair more. Okay, so here we have a model. Don't her wig look pretty? That wig is laid, honey. It is gorgeous, but she's got the wrong attitude. She said, "It's the weekend, baby, and I know I should be washing my hair. However, I'm gonna plop on this wig, this nice wig, and go." She is tired. And she said, "Washing my hair, ain't nobody got time for that." That's the problem. That is the reason why your hair is not growing or it's growing slow because you don't want to make time for it. You would never say you didn't have time to wash your body. Well, guess what? Your hair is part of your body and it gets dirty just like the rest of your body gets dirty. And think about this. I want you to visualize this. Every place on your body, every other place that has hair in abundance, you make sure that you keep it clean, except for the hair on your head. I want you to let that marinate. Miss V loves you. Okay, so once again, go to CoilyQueensRock.com and get more information on hair care tips and techniques. Start your hair growth journey with us. Also, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out my last video on the art of detangling. In that video, I share with you my number one product for detangling your hair. And guess what? It doesn't cost you any money. Yes, yes. And then I also did a few videos on how to prevent your edges from thinning and how to grow back your thinning edges. Far too many of you are you still have getting thinning edges on. With all of the information that we have these days, there's no reason why a 22-year-old should have thin edges, or even a 32-year-old should have thin edges. So we want to stop that. Edges matter. Edges matter. Am I going to have to create a group that says edges matter? Okay. You must stop the tension on your edges. You got first it was the relaxers. Then it was the small braids. It's still the small braids. Then it's the wigs with the combs in it. Okay. Then it's the wigs with the glue. All right. And then now it's the edge control and that toothbrush. And you're going to create pattern baldness, pattern hair loss, because you're doing the swoops in the same direction all the time, all the time. And it looks cute, but it is hard on the hair follicles. Okay. My Coily Queens Rock blog is mostly geared towards those with 4C hair. I am a 4C girly. Yes, I am. Did I say girly? I'm a 4C lady. Yes, I am. So I have a very large group on Facebook, and it's called 4C Natural Hair Queens. And in parentheses, it has growth and moisture. If you would want additional support after you subscribe here, okay, then you want to go over to Facebook and also subscribe there. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I thank you for joining me on this live chat. And please share this video, subscribe, like it. And those of you listening to the replay, go ahead and leave me some comments down in the chat. God bless you and have a great night.